Haag family originally settled in this area around the 1860s in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. They were log cutters, lumbermen, coal miners, and dairymen, also farmers. There's hardly a spot in Blair County that you can't find a Haag family. Great for deer hunting, turkey, and also, whether you know it or not, there's wildcats, bobcats in this country now. Pheasants and grouse, but no snowshoe rabbits. Frisky went bear hunting with us one year.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Back right back. Let's back up.
Like this is no Hollywood production here.
We trailed one bear for over 7 miles. Our brother and I and Frisky got around to the shoulder of the mountain. We heard a shot, and the guy that cut in on the head of us killed the bear. And there we were. We did all the work and didn't get the bear. That's true.
Was it a black bear?
Oh, sure. Brown bears were very scarce, to my knowledge. And if your bear comes around that can scratch higher, that's his territory. No one bothered. But the old mountains are really a great sight, and I hope that they continue for the next 1,000 years. All the mountains up around Vermont and Maine and those places are all skiing areas. This is all hunting lands here. There's more deer in Pennsylvania now than there was when the Indians lived here. A lot of people don't know that, but it's true. It's all in deer management and the way they have feed patches in the mountains. I haven't been able to show you any of them yet, but maybe tomorrow we'll get up to some of the feed patches. And I hope that you children get as much fun out of these mountains as I have.
Getting much fun out of it right now.
Sure.
Yeah, but let's see. I've hunted these mountains off and on for 60 years. I was 17 the first time I went hunting up back of Tyrone for bear and deer. All I killed was a fox.
What kind of fox?
Red fox.
Red fox. I guess the silver fox isn't really popular up here, is it?
Huh?
Silver fox isn't really popular
Oh,
up here, is it?
there's no silver fox here. There's no silver fox south of
It's up in Vermont.
Canadian.
It's up in Vermont. There's, I've seen it. We went horseback riding. Ran into a really big silver fox.
Well, it must have strayed in from Canada because it's not native of Vermont or Maine. No wonder the Indians like this country.
It's like people are dumping their trash down here.
They just don't understand nature.
That's right.
You You can't corrupt nature without corrupting yourself, and that's no two ways about it. Well, I think that concludes our travel log.
Fade out.
Hmm?
Talking to Keith.
I think it was 1921 or 1922.
That's when you killed your
Up
first
on
deer?
the Janesville Pike,
How old
back
were
at
you?
Tyrone.
How old were you?
I think I was 19.
19.
19 or 20.
We used to hunt back on the farm, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you were a kid.
No, not that farm there. That farm, Frisky and them didn't buy till...
No, I'm talking about when you... back in Beaver Falls.
Oh, yeah. But we hunted mostly squirrels and ruffed grouse and rabbits, raccoon, possum. We didn't eat the possum. One night, in October, what they call the harvest moon, you could almost read a newspaper by the light of the moon. And one of the fellows shot a possum. And we're sitting down talking about it. And when he went to get the possum, the old possum got up and walked away. It was flaying possum. And there was a hollow we had to cross called Dead Man's Hollow. And during Prohibition, and there was a moonshiner up at the head of the hollow. We had a colored boy along, and he was one of these bravery types. So we were telling him about this moonshiner. This guy was tough. He had a 45 automatic, and he wouldn't kill you, but he'd put something pretty close to you. And we're coming down bright moonlight. The hollow is in the shadow, you know. And an owl started to go, whoo, whoo, whoo. Old Chow, that was the name of the colored fellow, he says, not me, and he took to running, and we didn't see him until the next morning in the factory. Let's see, 56, 1930.
Is that when you get married?
So wait a minute. See, we're married 56 years, and this was 86.
It's beautiful up here.
Yeah, 1930.
Have any regrets?
No, on the whole, I have no regrets. I've got a nice family,
Oh, cool.
grandchildren,
Steve, you gotta come up
daughters,
here.
granddaughters, and great-grandchildren. We've had a nice life. It was rough during the Depression, but they always had enough to eat and dress warm, and a warm house and a dry place to sleep, and that's all you can ask out of life. I have no regrets for any part of the life that I've lived. I've been all over the eastern part of the United States and a heck of a lot of the western part.
Yeah.
We're at right now.
Better not try, Patches. You might find it hard coming up.
Patch, come here.
Come on. He's seeing that bouncing rock.
Somebody's been throwing bottles down over there.
I've been seeing a lot of that. I've been seeing a lot of that down there, so that's beautiful, isn't it? A lot of farmland.
You know, when you stop to think of the pioneers coming in here with a sack full of corn and parched corn and homemade powder, most of it was homemade from the saltpeter and caves. flint rocks for firing mechanism. And they had to carry lead and a mold to make their balls, little patches of linen or cloth.
Lewis and Clark expedition. 1801.
No, the Lewis and Clark expedition wasn't bad because they had Indian guides, but when the Pennsylvania's Dutch and the settlers came in here, they had hostile Indians, and they had to find their own way. And imagine what you would be if all you had was some parched corn and some unreliable powder and that, and you had to make a fire with a flint and a piece of steel. And if you lost the steel, you were out of luck. No, they owe a lot to those early settlers that came in here. And don't forget, there was no fields like this.
It was all woods.
They had to cut the trees down and then let the trunks dry out, and then they would burn the trunks out and plow them then. Or not the trunks, I mean the roots.
And then when you look across here and you see the spots that aren't cleared,
Mm-hmm.
you can almost imagine what this area looked like about 150 years ago.
And don't forget,
With everything just...
most of it was done without horses too, manpower.
That's right.
And it's terrible to think that a beautiful world like this could disappear overnight.
It's true.
And then a hydrogen bomb.
Yep.
You know, before they dropped the bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they didn't know for sure.
That it would
They
destroy
weren't
the whole
positive
world.
whether they'd set off a train
Chain
reaction
Chain reaction.
that would destroy the whole world.
Yeah, I read
Positive
about
and
that.
negative atomic fusion. That is possible.
And there's still a mighty question that the neutron bomb can do that. And another thing a lot of people aren't aware of, you've noticed the changes in our climate here lately. Screwy weather and that. They're cutting the rainforest down in
That's
Brazil and South America at a rate of 7 miles a day.
rapidly so many species are disappearing.
Over in
animals.
India, in
plants.
Ceylon, they cut out all the teak forests, and now they have almost a desert, where before they had beautiful gardens and farms and that. And they're doing the same thing to Jersey. They're cutting the pine forest down, and I think the farmers in our section down there, their water level has dropped 2 feet in the last 10 years. It'd be lower than that if we didn't have the Wharton Estate there.
Raritan Aquifer.
That water in the Wharton Estate, it's called the aquifer, Pinelands Aquifer. The sailing vessels from all over the East Coast used to come up there and fill their casks with water from the aquifer there. And a year later, that water was still pure to drink, where in other sections, by then, it would be so stagnant and you couldn't even use it for cooking. That's one of the few aquifers in the world where the water will, you can put it in a bottle and 2 years later you can drink out of it.